In 2013, this guy called Da Vinci Jeremy literally begs people to buy at least $1 worth of Bitcoin.
If you really want to become wealthy in the future, I would suggest you take one frickin' dollar. $1. Buy some Bitcoins, put it in a goddamn wallet.
He was absolutely convinced that Bitcoin was a promising technology that was going to change the world. He put thousands of dollars into it and is now a multi-millionaire and lives like a prince. And some rich folks actually listened to him or were even earlier than him. In this video, I present to you the 10 biggest Bitcoin whales in the whole world, and billions of dollars will be at stake. As it's pretty hard to determine the exact Bitcoin holdings of these whales, I had to rely on what some of them said on their Bitcoin addresses or even on some rumors. For some of them, I also gather the individual and the company because it might be hard to know which part of their holdings belong to which. That being said, let's go through the 10 largest Bitcoin whales in the entire world. In 10th place, we find Tesla, SpaceX, and Twitter CEO Elon Musk with 13,000 Bitcoins. In 2022, Tesla had to sell 75% of their Bitcoin holdings and now only has 13,000 Bitcoins left, worth almost $400 million. When Elon Musk comes last in the ranking, you know there are going to be crazy amounts of money involved. And just before getting to these crazy amounts of money, I wanted to tell you that we've created a full beginner's guide to cryptocurrencies that takes you by the hand from beginner's concept to the most advanced ones and will explain to you how Bitcoin and crypto works. It will allow you to understand why these people believe so much in Bitcoin that they are investing billions into it. You can claim it for free in the first link in the description. Let's get back to the whales. Tim Draper is an American venture capitalist investor. Back in 2013, when Bitcoin was worth only $400, he publicly predicted that Bitcoin would hit $10,000 by 2017. People were making fun of him, but his prediction turned out to be true. He also predicted that it would hit $250,000 by the end of 2022.
$250K by the end of 22.
He obviously was wrong about this prediction, but declared some unforeseen events prevented Bitcoin from reaching $250,000 and that it would still happen by 2024. Tim Draper believes in Bitcoin so much that in 2014 he bought 30,000 Bitcoins in an auction organized by the US Marshal Service. These Bitcoins he bought were actually seized from the Silk Road, a dark web marketplace on which Bitcoin was the main currency. He paid an estimated $18 million for these 30,000 Bitcoins, now worth almost $900 million. Arthur Britman is the co-founder of Tezos, one of the largest blockchains. Founded in June 2018, the Tezos Foundation quickly started to invest in crypto. In July 2019, Tezos held 40,000 Bitcoins, but later sold 8,000 of them to diversify their crypto investments. They now own approximately 32,000 Bitcoins, worth about $950 million. These two rich twins are best known for suing Mark Zuckerberg in the movie The Social Network. The Winklevoss brothers are the ones who Mark stole the Facebook idea to.
They're saying the Winklevoss twins are saying that you stole their idea.
I find that to be a little more than mildly annoying.
Oh, well, they find it to be intellectual property theft.
They sued him and got $65 million in the settlement over the creation of Facebook. They invested part of the money into Bitcoin and now own at least 70,000 Bitcoins, worth about $2 billion. Barry Silbert started investing in Bitcoin in 2012. He declared he bought about 16,000 Bitcoins at $11 a coin at the time. As a real Bitcoin OG and one of the only Bitcoin believers, he launched Digital Currency Group, or DCG, in 2015. DCG is a company focused on accelerating the development of a better financial system by focusing on crypto technology. Even though some of DCG's subsidiaries are currently facing problems due to the FTX collapse, they are still large Bitcoin holders. DCG and Barry Silbert reportedly own 100,000 Bitcoins, worth about $2.9 billion. Michael Saylor has been a strong advocate of Bitcoin since its early days. In 1989, he co-founded MicroStrategy, a company focused on delivering the best analytics to other companies. MicroStrategy is valued at several $billion and is one of the most important companies in its field. But still, Michael Saylor believes so much in Bitcoin that he invested a large part of MicroStrategy's money into Bitcoin. Their Bitcoin holdings have been increasing a lot these past few years and they now own about 140,000 Bitcoins, worth $4 billion. billion. He even once tweeted, "Bitcoin is a swarm of cyber hornets serving the goddess of wisdom, feeding on the fire of truth, exponentially growing ever smarter, faster and stronger behind a wall of encrypted energy. It makes you wonder if it not be worshipping Bitcoin almost religiously." Roger Ver has been called the Bitcoin Jesus for a good reason. In 2011, he started believing very strongly in Bitcoin's vision. He was one of the first ones to invest in crypto and especially in crypto-related companies. Very early in Bitcoin history, in 2011, his company called Memory Dealers was the first company ever to accept Bitcoin as payments. He also co-founded the Bitcoin Foundation and served as CEO of Bitcoin.com. But in 2017, his love for Bitcoin began to crumble as the major part of the Bitcoin community took a decision that he thought was taking Bitcoin away from its original purpose. A hard fork took place on Bitcoin's chain and Bitcoin Cash was created. He became a strong proponent of Bitcoin Cash as he sees it as fulfilling the intended and original purpose of the Bitcoin white paper. He became such a strong proponent of Bitcoin Cash that he rage quitted an interview because the interviewer shortened the name Bitcoin Cash to Bcash.
You are a cheerleader of Bcash, so people point at you as somebody that would be the source
Continue
of all of this.
insulting me. I'm not interested in continuing on this. It's Bitcoin Cash. Get it straight. And if you do that again, I'm going to end the interview because I'm not interested in being insulted. Okay, I'm promoting Bitcoin Cash.
It's not an insult. Why do you have to take it personally? It's just a name.
I've never hired a single sock puppet. I don't need to be insulted. But please post this so the entire world can see how incredibly rude you are to me.
Despite that, he still reportedly owns 400,000 Bitcoins worth almost $12 billion. Changpeng Zhao, usually called CZ, is the co-founder and CEO of Binance, the largest crypto exchange in the world. CZ has had a very inspiring career. Born in China, he immigrated to Canada and had to work at McDonald's to help his parents. A few years later, his computer science skills helped him out of this situation as he launched Binance and made it #1 in record time. Binance and CZ reportedly own at least 475,000 Bitcoins worth $14 billion and might even own more in my opinion. I know many of you were expecting the Bitcoin founder to come first in the ranking. Satoshi Nakamoto is the secret identity behind the creation of Bitcoin, but nobody knows for sure who's hiding behind that pseudonym. If you want to know who are the identities who are most likely to be behind that name, you can watch the video we created on this topic. But what you must know is that Satoshi Nakamoto is an individual or a small group of people who most likely don't want to give their identity because what they've created is totally disrupting the financial world. If Satoshi was to be an individual, he would be the largest single owner because he is believed to own 1.1 million bitcoins worth $32 billion. Despite owning that much bitcoins, Satoshi Nakamoto never withdrew a single penny. As Bitcoin is transparent, the Bitcoin wallets that are linked to Satoshi and the amounts they're holding are accessible to anyone. If the creator of Bitcoin himself was to sell his Bitcoin, the community would instantly panic sell and this would lead to a huge fall in value. So now that you've discovered that Satoshi isn't the largest Bitcoin whale, who can that be? Just before telling you that, I wanted to remind you that you can claim our beginner's guide to cryptocurrencies for free in the first link in the description, and let's get to the #1 whale. Brian Armstrong is the co-founder and CEO of Coinbase, the second largest crypto exchange in the world. As a centralized crypto exchange should, Coinbase is holding a large amount of bitcoins, but it's hard to determine which part belongs to their clients and which part belongs to them. What's certain is that Brian Armstrong himself declared that Coinbase is holding 2 million bitcoins worth about $58 billion. Brian Armstrong and Coinbase therefore are the #1 Bitcoin whale in the world. However, it's important to note that even if these whales were willing to sell their Bitcoin holdings, they would most likely not be able to do so. They would have to find buyers who are willing to buy such large amounts, would probably have to sell at a lower price than the current one, and if they manage to sell it, the community would panic sell and this would result in a huge crash. And of course, the Bitcoin price is constantly evolving, so it's very likely that these amounts are not worth the same as they were when I made this video. I really hope you enjoyed this video. It was a different type of video as we usually make educational ones, so let us know if you enjoyed a more entertaining type of video. If that's the case, don't forget to like and subscribe to Blockledge. We'll see you next week in another one. Cheers!